And just as we're going live, I realize my camera is at a weird angle, so that's great. Um, Hello, if there's anybody out there. We're live, yay, for the first time this year, playing a game. So, excuse me if I'm rusty because I had COVID and COVID off the effects for about a month. So, sorry, no D&D for you. But we're here, we're back, we're on a Tuesday, usually on a Thursday, because we're impatient.
That's right.
Definitely because we're impatient and didn't have another game that was not happening. Definitely. So, anyways, here we are, descent into Avernus. As you can hear in the background, maybe, hopefully. And let's do I say quick, but when you've spent about a year on a game, nothing is quick. As we do a quick recap of some events that have happened, just so that we can all, as players and DM, be on the same page again. And if anybody else is interested in what's been happening for about a year's worth of playing, I shall try and condense it somewhat. Hopefully.
We will correct you if you
Good
get
luck.
details wrong.
No interruptions.
And good luck.
Cool. It's been kind of condensed into about 600 words, so hopefully I touch on important things. Anyways, this music is not conducive to telling information. We'll go. Nope, that's not good either. That's better.
That's the kind of story we're telling.
Well,
Arabian Nights.
We play musical.
oh wow.
Anyways,
Gummy bears?
So,
Gummy bears?
some information has been not included, disregarded because we've had a player join and leave, and characters have died here and there, so not all the information is in, but most of it should be in. Anyways, the story starts when the crew are blocked from leaving Baldur's Gate, actually, because there is how will you say, a block. Apparently, there are a bunch of refugees outside Baldur's Gate that wish to gain entry. The crew is, in this time, recruited by one Captain Zodge as being adventurers and capable people. They are conscripted into the Flaming Fist and sent on the mission to root out some mysterious killings that have been happening after a scuffle in an inn with a spy and people trying to kill said spy. They do eventually root out the cult of the Dead Three in the sewers below a bathhouse. So that was very nice, very smelly indeed as well. Apparently through further investigation, they find out that this cult of the Dead Three are in fact playing the role of a smoke screen, and are being employed by the Van Thamper family. They make their way. In this process, they meet a fledgling paladin, one by the name of Rhea Mantlemorn, who apparently herself guided a group of refugees to Baldur's Gate, and she herself comes from Altural. They also meet, in their adventures, are given the help of one Rudolph, the sidekick, and a old man called Bert. Bert very quickly disappears because, unfortunately, being an old man means he's not very good at adventuring. Rudolph, however, stays along with some help. The crew unearth a devil-worshipping cult in the Van Thamper's basement and find the one Thavius Krieg, who is supposed caretaker of Altural, hiding out in this basement. They also find a weird, flamey, weird-looking shield as well that they keep, but we'll get back to the shield after some time. Some order is returned to Baldur's Gate after one Lady Portier from the Chult division of the Flaming Fist pitches up, and sends the crew on a mission to recover Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard. He apparently was last seen on an envoy to Altural. The crew is promised either a property in the upper city of Baldur's Gate or a reward of 2,000 gold pieces. A reward that the adventurers' eyes very naively sparkled at. Little did they know what was in store for them. The crew make their way to Candlekeep, but not before they were beset by a group of what seem to be cultists that are after the shield that the crew is carrying, and one Ferguk is very interested in said shield, and also it seems like his little companion Rudolph seems to be hanging around as well. They speak to Salvira Savica, who is the Archmage of Candlekeep, or one of the Archmages rather, that resides there. It is discovered that Tavius Krieg made a deal with one entity called Zariel, that every soul that is signed to the Creed Resolute will become bound to Altural, and that one day, 40 years from signing this deal, Altural will be handed over to Zariel, and by extension, everything that belongs to Altural. The crew meets a rather otterish wizard and his little flying golden elephant friend called Lulu, who likes to say that things are evil, and tell you not to stick with them. The crew is then sent to Altural, which is currently literally up in flames. Literally in flames. Along the way, Braylon learns of Ferguk. Learns that, well, Ferguk is not really his brother, but rather an adopted brother. And he has a sister who's called Lloydie, who is also friends to Avery, who is a long friend of Hugo. And apparently, it seems that Avery has been taken by devils not too long ago.
It's a small world.
Indeed. After some time, after Ferguk has a spaz attack, and Rudolph seems to be very protective of Ferguk and his shield, a battle unfolds in which the poor unfortunate Ferguk is killed, but Rudolph is carried off by a flying devil clutching the shield as they disappear from sight. The crew does find the sword and shield of Ulder Ravengard and perhaps the black goop that once was Ulder Ravengard. Unfortunately, no Ulder Ravengard, so that mystery was solved. But they do find the Helm of Torm's site, Torm being the god that Altural is dedicated to, or at least the pretense of it was so. Rhea very quickly dons said helmet and is transformed into an avatar of Torm. The party is told through some visions that have been seen that the key, perhaps, to this situation is the sword of Zariel. The information is a little bit cryptic, and there's not a lot to go on, but it is at this point that Lulu, the little golden flying elephant, realizes that she has maybe seen some things, and she remembers some little black birdies, Chukka and Clonk, and it appears that their dwelling place is not too far from where Altural currently resides. The crew then, after some shenanigans in town, make a deal with one small imp that is called Brisket, that they will receive safe passage down to the ground. But unfortunately, safe passage means safe passage from a very specific set of devils. All other devils, demons, and creatures that reside on Avernus find the crew to be tasty snacks. Yes, his favorite catch line is ha cha cha cha. As the crew make their way to Mad Maggie's fortress, they rebuff her offer to unlock Lulu's memories and instead destroy a good section of her Redcap army, stealing an infernal war machine. Not technically stealing, but they kind of made a deal, but now they destroyed like half of her army and they took the vehicle anyway. So, like, is it stealing? Isn't it stealing? We'll let the gods decide that one. As they leave, carrying also with them a magical artifact that is quite important to her army as well. Which an artifact which they now have gotten rid of as well. It's just somewhere.
A powerful artifact that creates armies.
Wasn't it?
They shortly afterwards murder a very powerful necromancer that controlled the whole section of Avernus in one go before the wizard could even do anything. Much regret in my eyes right now. After nearly dying, all of them, unfortunately one party member did die, but they do meet a new crew who's going to help them. They then try to convince a wizard to help them, who is very uninterested in helping them. They refuse a deal by a demon, after which they are attacked by said Rudolph and some flying friends of his. And apparently Lulu is the key to bringing Fergus back, is information they are left with. But other than that, it seemed rather random. The crew, after some time wandering in the desert, find the Wandering Emporium, and they themselves are nearly entrapped within with a life debt, something that Steve is very familiar with. It is also here that Hugo finds Avery, her soul belonging to Mahadi, the proprietor of said market. And Hugo needs to find a way to free her, which he may or may not have, if anybody remembers. I'm sure Hugo remembers.
I do.
The crew go to see Bell, who is a powerful devil, known actually to be the previous archdevil of Avernus, as he has invited them a few times before and they have refused him, but seeing that maybe they should, explore their options, since it seems like the only way to get anywhere down here is to know people and make deals with them. He wants some adamantine rods in exchange for the information of where the Bleeding Citadel is. Now, you see, somewhere along the line, the party, I think the first time they realized this, was some mumblings from Lulu in one of her dreams, where she mumbled something about a big temple and a big scab and something covering it, and have learned since that it is called the Bleeding Citadel. Hopefully, that is where the sword still resides. The crew, after some more shenanigans within the tower, some of which involved Braylon getting lost and having to find his way again, are escorted by ferry to a Seabricks. On said ferry, though, they do meet a bone devil called Crinjack, who has a nice limbless halfling jukebox for himself, which nearly sets the party off in the middle of the River Styx. Although they are currently, as they find themselves, in a large crater with a chained up Seabricks, a creature of foul mutation and evolution and corruption, whose hobby includes collecting forbidden information. After spending a considerable amount of time shouting questions from a nearby cone that all yield no response, the party moves forward and realize that all they had to do was get close enough for the creature's telepathy to reach them.
On whose suggestion?
I can't remember.
This realization was made on the way to go and beat it up. And this is where we pick up.
That's right.
I almost forgot that last part, and then when you mentioned about the whole stupid enough to not just step forward and talk to it, like, I remember that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you guys were like blowing, you guys were talking into the horn. I was like, guys, let's just go towards it. You know, risks be damned.
You're like, oh no. Oh.
Okay.
I just quickly need to check something.
Hmm?
Sure,
Yes.
go ahead.
A lot's gone on. It's been a year.
Yeah, well, it's a year's worth of playing, and I mean we've played almost every week, so it's 40.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just a summary. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was just skimming the surface, yeah.
Yeah. You'll see
Yeah.
tonight as we get into it.
Get some
Sounds good.
popcorn.
And it's not porn, even though it does sound like it. It's actually
Jeez, Jeff.
We've spoken about this before. Why is this coming as a shock to everyone?
It's not a shock, it's funny. Your
This is true.
cam is dead, by the way.
My cam. Yeah.
Yes.
Probably better. Turn it on. You cannot be the first burnt toast. There is someone before you. There we go. That's better. George.
Anyways,
George
I
of the
think
jungle.
let us continue with this. Let me set the scene again for you. You are in a crater. You are in Avernus. It's hot. It's uncomfortable. Your clothes are sticking to your sweat. Those of you who are wearing metal heavy armor are chafing. It's ouchy. The last good meal you had at this point was about, I think now a day ago at the Infernal Rapture. Your water tastes like actual piss. Your food turns to ash in your mouth. There is no sun. There is no moon. You kind of just go to bed when you're tired and wake up again
Tired.
at some point. Probably when you feel a bit tired and dehydrated and still not rested well enough. There is dust everywhere, and currently this place smells absolutely horrible as there is just ooze and rotting stuff that's everywhere, and this big creature in front of you is just stuff is oozing out of it. Let me give you a handout again of this creature, just so you can remember what the hell you are talking to. As inside, who was it that was heading forward? I think it was it everyone that was moving forward?
It was me first, I think.
Hugo was definitely ahead. I think we were still at the podium wanting to go charge it.
Yes, so, okay, cool. So as Hugo moves forward towards this creature, he hears in his head a voice. Thank goodness someone has actually come close enough for me to hear.
Oh,
To hear me.
I hear you. It's alien music. It's like an alien.
Mic on it. I didn't think why we had to just go forward. I thought we were gonna fight the thing.
Oh, wait. Do you guys also hear him in your head?
It's only Hugo that hears him in his head.
Oh, well, I'm just talking to Than here. What's he doing? Hugo's just, it's like he's listening to something.
Shit. I forgot everything I wanted to talk about. It feels like I think I had some idea.
Good. Confusion leads to idle mingling which changes to changing.
Well, let me clear up the confusion. I'm gonna go towards Braylon. Braylon, the reason we're here is to ask him about the adamantium, right?
I believe that is right, but I don't hear anything. What are you doing? Are you talking to it? What? I don't understand what's going on right now.
I point to my head. He's in my head.
Good grief, man. How the hell did it get into your head?
I don't know.
Why is it not in our head?
I don't know. He just picked me.
But I think it's about the adamantium. We're trying to find it.
So, and I try to think back to him. Can you hear my thoughts?
As you have currently sloshed back towards the party, sloosh, 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 you are once again
At
without...
half speed, because I'm at level 2 exhaustion, by the way.
Yeah, you've taken those last few steps outside the reach, and you're reaching out with your thoughts and nothing. It's quiet.
Where's Stan, by the way? Is Stan close to me? Are we standing together?
Yeah, we are staying together. Fan is just looking for his notes on the previous session.
And Steve? Where's Steve? Steve is...
I'm just jumping head first.
Steve is hanging back somewhere, I think, if I remember.
Yeah, Steve is close to the demon grinder as one of his minions has been taken out by coming too close to the creature.
I'm just gonna whisper to Than. I think Hugo's finally losing. There's something wrong with him.
Let's try go and see if we can hear what he's hearing. Otherwise, I do agree with you. I think he's lost it.
I'm gonna turn to what is your name? Oh, can I ask the DM? What was the creature's name?
You weren't actually given a name as to what this creature is.
Oh, you're right. Okay, then I'll ask him.
I think, sorry, before you start,
you go. Rolled a really good history check.
Yeah, you don't know the name, but you know what? I think...
Okay, so what creature is it called again?
It's called a Seabrix. It
right.
is a creature of great corrupting and changing power. You know that if you get too close to it, it can literally
melt your brain.
Like change your body, mutate it, similar to the way that like the goo from demons does. Yeah, demon ichor does, but it can do it at will within a certain range to it.
And Hugo knows this, but we don't know this.
No, I think I explained it to you when we were up by the horn. I explained it to you.
I think you, Than and Braylon are going to be like shuffling very, very slowly closer and like edging forward, not walking confidently.
Okay.
And very much eyeing out Hugo as though he's the problem. Yeah, there's something funky here.
You know that thing where like two guys
a very exaggerated turn back towards him. I'm like, this is tiring.
As Hugo is slushing around and you come within range of the telepathy, you hear once again in your head, tell your friends to stay back.
Did we hear that? Are we in range?
No, you guys don't hear that.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I whip my head around and I wave my hands like, stop! Don't come closer! Stay where you are!
What?
Whoa, what's wrong with you, Hugo? Shift into battle stance.
Yeah, we're like, what? What do you mean don't come closer?
He says, they said that they don't want you closer. So I don't want to risk getting turned to shit because you guys get closer. Rather stay back, please.
We'll play interpreter if you are hearing these voices. We want to know what it's saying.
I'll let you know. Trust me. Trust me.
You're not looking too good there, Hugo. Are you gonna survive this?
I'm going through withdrawals, you know, from the fucking sniffing powder from the market.
The one eye's twitching.
You can't tell I'm wearing a mask.
Exactly. We're like,
That doesn't mean the eye's not twitching.
All right, well,
Exactly.
You can just see the one trap just like
Yeah.
going, going,
no,
going,
it's like just
going.
bouncing.
Like I like you just see my shoulder just go like, like as I'm waving, I'm just like, like my head goes.
all right. Well, listen, but we're gonna stand ready, and if things get a little bit crazy, you come back right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Just
How
wait for me.
how far away from Hugo are we?
I'd say you're probably at this point about 15 feet away from Hugo.
Oh, wow. So we're just outside of range.
Every 6 seconds or so, Than is going to kind of slowly shuffle without changing his stance forward, about a foot every 6 seconds.
Okay, cool. I'll take that into consideration. Hugo, you've been told to tell your friends don't come any closer, and then you hear again.
So what do you want, little fleshling?
Well, we know that you have a lot of knowledge, and you also like knowledge. You like taking it for yourself. So can we do a trade?
Yes, I like assumptions. Assumptions are fantastic. They create a sense of uncertainty. Yes, well, what would you offer me if this was true?
I would offer information about Zariel.
Yes, I've been told by the tall one there that you are seeking her sword.
Which tall one? What?
And you just think back to all the things you yelled over the cone through the valley.
Did we talk about the sword? Oh yeah. Yep, pretty much. Didn't think you'd hear it, but feel rather stupid.
Hugo, Hugo, are you okay?
I'm alright. I'm alright. Just
Dan, what are you doing?
keep your distance.
Than, roll me. It's gonna be some sort of dexterity. You can choose if you want to do. You can do a. It would be sleight of hand essentially. Actually, are you proficient in performance?
No, I'm not proficient in performance.
Okay, roll me a straight dexterity.
Straight dexterity. That I can do.
First roll of the year. First roll of the year.
At 20.
Hey.
Oh, 70 is not bad. Nice.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. Cool. Yeah. So at this point, you are like 2 steps behind your good friend Hugo.
Do I notice him come up behind me?
What's your passive perception? No, you don't. You don't.
No.
Oh, with the
And
mask on.
that's where Than, or you hear Brandon going, Than, what you doing? And then Than kind of grabs you or looks over Hugo next to him or tries to lean forward and is like, Hugo, are you okay?
Oh, I told you to stay back.
I am back. I haven't gone forward.
Backstreet's black, alright.
I don't know if this is a good idea, Than.
As you step forward a little bit, Than, you kind of hear in your head,
Brave one you are. Well, it seems like your big muscled friend does not have a lot of information. You were yelling.
Sorry.
You were yelling things. What do you have to offer?
We have much info to offer. The question, though, is do you have the information that we are looking for?
Some rods of some sort. I've heard of some rods, very specific ones, dark black. Seem to have a certain marking on them of a certain warlord. Not warlord, archdevil rather. Was an archdevil, if you get what I mean.
Yes, we do get what you mean.
Wait, Than.
there's just static for you now, Hugo. Like,
You've been locked out of heaven.
Okay, I'm just gonna shut my mouth and watch Dan. I'm gonna keep an insight to try and guess what he's hearing, like if he's shocked or surprised or.
Reception has gone bad.
I'm trying
You
to
guys
get
like,
the conversation.
I can't hear anything. We stand here.
It sounds like you do know much. What would you be interested in? You heard many things shouted over the horn and at you. Now that I speak to you, what do you want?
What do I want? I want to be free.
These chains that bind you?
Not the strongest.
No, it doesn't look like it, but you have not broken free. Something else must bind you.
No, it's the chains.
And as you're kind of like looking at this, I'll remind you, is you see the chains and it's kind of like chained up, and there are two chain devils nearby that are constantly like throwing a new chain over the creature, and it wraps and winds and tightens while another chain seems to rust and pop off, or the form of the creature changes and kind of like goopifies and then moves around the chain.
How long is the chain? Like, how far are the chain devils from the creature?
The chain devils are like 20 feet, 15 feet. Like, they're really close to the sea bricks. They seem unaffected.
They seem unaffected.
Yes.
And there's how many? Two of them. One on either
Yes.
side.
Than's gonna be looking at the two chain devils while he's saying to Hugo, it's like, it wants to be free, and I think these two are gonna be our key to letting it go. Don't do anything yet.
I don't think, not to be rude, maybe a little bit, but I don't think he deserves to be free. I think he would appreciate information that could get him free in the future, but for now, I think we're just getting some rods, right? We could give him something information-wise that will keep him happy and chained, right?
I can't hear anything. What are you two talking about? What's going on over there?
Anything you? I think I'm gonna catch Braden up because.
Go chat with Braden. I'll be with you in a second. He's gonna turn to the beast again. And he's like, would you mind if we confer before we grant you your wish so that you can grant us our information?
I have all eternity.
Thank you. Put you back.
I'll be right back. Pause.
Wait up! Wait up!
You're still trying to get back in, like Than's past you.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Sloosh,
We
sloosh,
can
sloosh.
catch up with Braden, hopefully.
All right. What's the story then? What are we doing with this thing?
It wants to be free.
I
It
said,
has.
what?
It described the rods. It described the symbols on them. It knows about the rods.
The
But
three
it
of you
wants to
roll
be
me
free.
perception checks.
Ooh.
Oh.
Shit.
But the N.
Where is perception?
You need to perceive to see perception. Let me just. Oh,
Yes, owl.
sorry.
What the fuck?
Perception is coming. I don't know why it is.
Braden, if you roll the 7, okay. If you roll the 17, then I would have been upset.
Okay, yeah. So as Than and Braylon are kind of like standing there, and you're starting to chat among yourselves, and Hugo, you're lagging behind, so you're like having to catch up. And like as you approach the group, you remember and see the little Arcanoloth that is sitting at his tea table nearby. And he's like sitting forward and listening very closely to what you're saying.
And as I get up to the group, I'm like, oh, guys, look up by the horn. Remember that guy? Look at him.
What? The
Keep your
little
voices-
jackal?
flow.
As you look at him, he just kind of like, oh no, I'm not listening in. He like sits back and like sips tea.
All right. Well, okay. Well, let's whisper then. So you said he wants to be free. Are you out of your mind? Have you lost your mind? How are you gonna get that thing free?
Very easily, but I don't
No,
want to let it free.
I don't want to let it free. I think we just give it information and let it be happy with that. It's gonna be there for eternity. Might as well stay there and be, we're feeding his information library.
Well,
We-
Van,
We're giving and taking.
did you
we
have
don't need
something
to
to
let him
give it
free.
to it? Is there anything that it wants to know that you know that it doesn't know?
Well,
it seemed
we
interested
kind
in
of threw a
Zara's
lot.
soul.
It was interested in the information we had for Zariel, but it ultimately wants to be free, and that's the only thing it discussed with me.
So Zariel's that's not gonna fly. It's not gonna be good enough for it, or what?
I can downplay the. He looks up at the Arcanoloth again just to make sure he's not looking at us. It's like I can.
Yeah, he's
down-
taken like 2 steps towards you, and as you look at him, he just like retreats back to the seat, sits down again.
I can downplay the situation and just because of them and looks into two devils as well. It's like it's not going to be possible, and find out what else would be willing to bargain.
So,
And then Braylon's going to look around. So,
if we free this thing, I mean, what are we potentially up against? Those devils over there, and what the Arcanoloth? I mean, is he interested in having it free, or he doesn't care if it's free, or what?
I think they would mind.
They
Again,
would
look at the Arcanoloth. They would mind, yes.
And I'm afraid I don't think we want to go up against an Arcanoloth and 2 chain devils. Is there anyone else around?
and Braylon kind of looks around to see if there's anything else.
Roll me
That-
perception.
I mean, oh, that's better.
Hey.
There you
In
go.
this very secluded crater that's like just off the side of the river Styx, you can very far in the distance at this point see the like little speck that was the raft, the dinghy, now my brain is
Ferry. Boat.
the ferry that you were on, the whatever it's made of ferry that you were on is disappearing out of your sight. You can see the 2 chain devils, you can see the Arcanoloth that is like pretending to be interested but not interested at the same time. He's like trying to listen but nonchalantly, but you're not sure if he can hear or not. And off in the distance you see a group of like little black creatures that are flying off in the distance. You're not sure if they're just a couple of imps that are close by, or like Vrox and Casmays that are off in the distance, and a rumbling firestorm off to the south.
Okay, so no other creatures apart from the chain devils, the Arcanoloth, us, and this, Skrillex, whatever it's called, the sea bricks.
Brisket is currently chilling, you're pretty sure chilling nearby, close to the demon grinder. And of course there's also your demon grinder with Steve and Lulu currently there.
Having said that, Fan's going to look over at the demon grinder. It's like, I hate to say this, but I think we need his help.
Oh, so you want to go ahead with this? Is that what you're
no,
saying?
talk to Steve. Get Steve to get the information we need. He has, he has a tongue on him, and he can express. what he
No,
has-
I do not know. Then you don't know Steve well enough. He has gotten us to so much shit because of that quick tongue of his.
He has gotten us into some trouble before. We might want to think twice about that because he's not the most subtle of individuals, if you know what I mean. Well, why don't you try Zariel's information and see if that will work? If it doesn't, then we go to Plan B, which is, I'm assuming, Steve or fight. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, completely out of character. Let's see how far my memory can get me because I cannot find my notebook.
I mean, how persuasive are you?
I can intimidate very well.
I'm also very good at intimidating.
No, I'm not good at that. I'm quite
deception.
persuasive.
I'm
I'm,
good at lying because no one can read my face.
I'm very persuasive, so I mean, if I could offer the information if you like.
No, let me go chat and see if there is anything else he would take. And off with that, Than goes and waddles through the muck again.
You're dead.
I'm gonna turn to Brayden. Should we?
Should we get a Steve?
Oh, Ian, should I go let Steve know what's going on, or should we wait a bit?
I actually don't think that's a bad idea because if the shit goes down, then he needs to be ready. We don't want to be
We can
caught
get
with
the
our
vehicle
pants
ready.
down.
So
but
Braylon
we
was-
need those rods, right?
Yeah, either way, we can't leave you without the roads. So it has to happen.
And we switch
Yeah, I
to
don't know if we can intimidate it though. That's just scary. Okay, I'm gonna go to Steve. Carry on. Sorry.
All right.
and we switch to Mr. Than as he kind of splush, splush, splush walks through the muddy waters that seem to permeate the ground around here. He returns seeking
Still voice. Still voice.
advice. He returns seeking the location of 9 adamantine rods.
Yeah, you don't forget things, do you?
It's my job. My self-assigned job, but still a job.
Well, you kind of can see the situation you are in, and the fact that we are being watched by Again, he looks up at the Arcanoloth. It's like, escape, it might not be the most prudent option right now. What information are you looking for?
The information that old ladies dare not mutter to their daughters for fear of poisoning them. The information a king goes to bed with and sweats over. The information that a god keeps secret for fear that it may bring their hierarchy tumbling down. That is the information I crave.
And if we were to have more information than what we should from you, that would allow us to service this information, especially that latter point of yours.
Oh, you want information on good faith?
Not on good faith. We seek information and are here looking for those rods as per my request to you, to get more information to take us where we need to go. The rods are inconsequential. The information we are looking for is the important part.
Yes, you said you're looking for the Bleeding Citadel. I got that much.
Yes, but if you were to help us with that information, we might be able to help you with something else.
Yes, I'm listening.
Completely out of character, did we ever mention who sent us here?
Nope.
No.
No, you didn't say who sent you here.
The Arcanoloth knows, but not this thing.
But we can assume that he knows.
Okay, cool. So back
No,
in character.
I think he knows. He said an ex-archdevil.
And the information on who our to-be benefactor, would that not interest you? Given the state of hierarchies down here.
Your benefactor, you mean who sent you here? Obviously it's Bell.
Okay, but then what would you want? Freeing you is definitely not an option given the obstacles in the way.
I don't know, a fair trade. You give me something, I give you something.
Yes, but what are you looking for? What do you want other than
I've told you, little pile of unwarped flesh. I look for secrets untold. Give me something I don't know.
Do we have anything?
Just say when Steve is coming around.
Steve appears with the group. Like you're with the three at the back. You've been told what is up, I guess, or just to come closer. I don't know what Hugo has told you. As Than kind of thinks this through a little bit.
Wait to tell you a secret, Dan. Remember how hush-hush we were about it? About the so-called evangelical being that's in Avernus right now?
I was about to say that, but yeah, there is a potential presence of a god that we could inform you about, specifically who the god is and the whereabouts. Would that be of interest?
Do go on.
We don't
Give
hear
me-
any of this, so.
Give me one moment. Slish, 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 slish.
I made it.
Okay, he's willing to listen about that friend of yours that's conduit. Again, look up at the Arcanoloth. That conduit to my new lord, my new patron, Tom. I'm asking you guys. You said
This is
your
in character.
friend is this conduit. Yes, this is in character.
Don't mention the name. Don't mention the name. No names.
Well-
No names.
No names. No names.
What else about that we can tell him?
DM, can I roll a history check to see if I remember any juicy secrets?
But I haven't told you yet, Steve.
No.
I haven't gotten to you.
This is because of...
Only Hugo knows.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know Hugo knows. I
You
am
can
doing
roll
this
me
in
a
case...
private roll if you can.
Yes, thank you very much.
Well then, Hugo, you started speaking with it. I think you should tell this information to.
I don't think I am with Braylon. I was walking towards Steve to let him know that we might be heading full force. So I think while you were talking to the Archdevil, I might have just spoken to Steve to let him know and warn him, and then maybe just might be starting to head back.
Not there. So do I tell them about? Are you happy that I tell that?
I would say it's safe to assume, like, unless Braylon wants to respond in private, that Steve and Hugo kind of like, if Steve would have accompanied Hugo, that you kind of like pitch at the platform, and all four of you are together.
I said to Steve, be ready to take the vehicle.
Because I'm
Yeah,
assuming Than has returned to
We
us,
might be releasing
Yes.
that thing.
and Than's basically
Oh.
asking the party, what do we have to give this
Yeah.
entity? Because I'm
we
lost.
Know, we
here.
know this. We know this bit of information, the helmet and how all of that happened, but I don't know those details. So, Hugo, do you want to tell about the thing and the thing and the?
Steve will abruptly state the moment Hugo says that we might need to get out of here if we're freeing that thing. Steve will immediately say, "That is a bad idea. Such a creature should not be left loose."
We're not going to free
I
it.
agree. No, this is when we were at the vehicle. While you were
Yes,
still
that is my response. That's why I'm joining you to.
And
Okay.
oh, I see. Okay.
This is before you get back to
Yes.
the party. Basically.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. I will let him know. Since he started the conversation with me. I think it might be a bit dangerous for Elturel to be exposed to this creature. We might be losing a lot of people if he decides to wander up there.
Then let me do it. I will not give that information for now. I have something else that I can share with him about that. Give me a moment. Slush, 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 slush.
I'm so confused right now. What the hell is going on?
I'll
And
protect him.
And I presume by the lack of communication from between those two, I'm guessing that this is a telepathic communication. that the creature possesses? Yes.
Well, I don't hear anything, so unless the two of them are just talking to thin air, then I'm assuming it's something to do with in the mind.
Yes,
You
that's
have to
what
get
that
close enough.
means, Braylon.
And stop sloshing.
Oh, you do keep edging me, don't you?
You said you have eternity, so you wanted secrets. You wanted information. You wanted secrets that kings go to bed with and that guards lose their jobs over and all that wonderful spiel.
There's not very eloquent way of saying it, but indeed you did repeat the information.
What if I told you there was a god's reach on this realm? And said god had reached enough that he was converting. And said god has a avatar of sorts.
That could be interesting information. It could also be very banal information.
Well, given that it is Torm, I would assume that this would be interesting information to you.
So you just drop it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow.
Yes, no, that is quite juicy.
You said you wanted a secret. You have your
Yes.
secrets.
I do, thank you.
Before
And
you
our
answer,
information.
before you answer that,
I
I
don't have to give you anything.
have a question. Did you? Oh, sorry. Did Than advise about the question on whether or not he was going to ask for the bloody temple or for the location of the adamantite rods?
It didn't care about my machinations and how to screw over Bell and whatnot. So it's willing to give us the information that we were asking for, which was the rods. That was my understanding of it.
Thank you. I just wanted to confirm on that.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
So as you ask for your information,
I don't need to give you anything.
You don't need to, but that was the bargain, the deal that we were striking. I give you the secret, and you give me the information we were looking for.
Oh no, the lawful gods will strike me down as I float here. Oh no. I don't have to give you anything. Thank you for the information, though.
No, you don't have to give us information, but if we were to let a certain arch fiend at the top of a hill, if I remember correctly, and kind of turns to the guys like, "Hey, that weird shifting form dude, he was at the top of the hill, right?"
You mean the Devourer?
The Devourer, yes. If we were to tell him your location, would that not make matters a little bit more dire for you?
Go tell him. I dare you.
Jeez. Oh, this is so hard.
Just remember, guys, a little bit of torture goes a long way.
Torture.
You're new to this game, aren't you, little lawful little creature?
Too close, we'll die.
Oh, but you haven't told any of us this, so...
The only reason that people have to stick by their laws and rules is because there's someone with a bigger stick who enforces it. Nobody has a big stick hanging over my head. I belong to the chaos. You might like it. You should try it. I can do whatever I want.
Braylon's gonna be like, so, are we sure that the Arcanoloth doesn't want this thing released? Have we asked it? Should we ask it?
I don't think having it chained like that would be... I don't think that would be the option if it already has it all chained up like that.
Well, we're not getting anywhere with apparently asking some questions and giving information. He's not really giving us anything back, so we need a plan B here.
We don't know this. Than is over there still talking to him.
No, I'm talking to you while Than is
Yes,
still talking to
yes,
you.
that's
there
what
and
I'm
that
saying.
coming
That's-
back and forward and saying
Yeah.
it's now been twice that he's come back and there's absolutely nothing. So, oi, Than, how's it going? You getting something?
Wait.
See, it might be negotiating something quite lucrative to us.
Would you be interested in secrets of the warlords? If you were to recognize my insignia, you should know who you speak to.
Yes, I heard.
Yes, I heard rumors of what's his face, bitter breath, and some defection or something.
Yeah, those rumors could turn to secrets that no other knows, along with a lot more that has happened since I joined with these guys.
Secrets of minnows who swim in an ocean full of sharks are inconsequential.
And a chained fresh beast of chaos in Avernus with watchers and overlords. And you are currently in the inconsequential part of things. We are giving you but juicy bits of gossip. Why do you not want more? That's what you're asking for. You're wanting secrets that no other knows.
Yes, you've given me plenty. I'm quite happy.
There is more. I can guarantee you there's more. There are many other mines over there that... Ah, fuck it. And he kind of shush.
Here he comes. Let's hear what he has to say. Oi, Than, what did he say?
He took the information and is not given the information that we are asking for. Fucking devil.
We're
Should
getting
I-
nowhere here, folks.
What a prick.
Should I give it a try?
He doesn't want any more information on the warlords. The sword was already announced to him. What else? What other information?
Did you ask him what kind of incentive he would give us information for?
Aye.
He wants to be
Lower
set
your
free.
voice.
He's taken my
Everyone roll
secret and he wants.
perception.
Oh, come on. This
Yeah.
Arcanoloss is probably like right behind us. Wah!
I'd
How
like
did
to
you
start walking towards the Cibrix, please. Still within like well, I'd stop by the safety distance.
Okay.
Oh, Braylon, you beauty.
Are we all rolling perception checks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care, Steve. Apparently you go nice either.
Yeah, as you're about to
I'm
say some
facing the other
juicy
direction.
information, Braylon and Than, you see the Arcanoloth, Mr. Feta Chatter is like tiptoeing towards you.
Like Fox and Dora the Explorer.
Like every time you guys look at him, it's like,
I'm just stretching my legs, just stretching my legs. He like does like a fake stretch and starts heading back towards the
Oi.
table.
We've been having a raise and you stop listening to our conversations. I'm
I'm
watching
not
you.
listening. You're listening.
Oh,
What the fuck is wrong with that?
And as
Braylon's just gonna put this
Than-
out. Sorry.
as Than, Hugo, and Braylon, as you look back kind of towards each other again, Steve is standing within range of the Seabricks.
Braylon's gonna be like,
What?
I
Oh,
think this is a good time for us to take a couple of steps.
I grab. I'm gonna grab Brayden's shoulder. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna head towards the vehicle. All right.
I think that's a great idea.
And if Steve dies, if he dies, I don't know if we can survive. Okay.
I think we'll just take a
Just
couple
slowly-
of steps back.
Yeah.
Cool. So Hugo starts heading towards the vehicle.
Yeah.
Braylon is with him. What is Dan doing?
Slowly, like I'm
Dan's
just keeping
going
an
to
eye out.
slowly
I'm only
close
going
the
slowly.
difference and get close to Steve.
Okay, cool. In the meantime, Steve,
One who sends his creatures of machinations to do his bidding for him. Interesting.
Steve just stares down him Just
You see,
They're
like,
just-
as one of the eyes kind of like pops out of the flesh, and like on a little stalk reaches forwards and then sinks back in and just as another eye appears.
Oh. Bleh.
you destroyed one of my creations.
Yes, it got too close. I like my personal space.
Clearly, such a creature like you. No wonder you're all alone and chained up.
I like being alone. It's easier.
We require information. You have that information.
I've been told so.
And you do not wish to provide us that information? Why?
Why should I? I got what I wanted out of the deal.
This is not a satisfactory transaction.
For you, maybe. For me, it's very satisfactory.
What? I can't believe I'm saying this. Or thinking this. What does it take for you to give us this information? And answer truthfully. I will be rolling insight.
More information, something I don't know.
Roll me insight.
I have a passive insight of 17, so you know.
Roll me
tell him-
anyways. Let's
We
see.
can tell him why hot dogs come in packs of 10 and the buns come in packs of 12.
So, Steve, what you're getting from this creature is because it has no higher power to keep it in check, it doesn't care. It's an ultimately selfish creature. Sorry if that's in the wrong voice.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
That
No,
it
not.
is. If you don't get the information out of it first, there's nothing forcing it to give you information back.
Okay. So I'll tease the ever-letting shit out of it. Steve will, because I can't enunciate all of this, Steve will tease him with the knowledge of his arcane abilities, as in his information that he's learned on how to construct magical items. He will tease him on the information on how to create a positive magic grenade, the information he's learned. Also the possibility of the information that he knows about Baal's true intentions, as well as, because he honestly doesn't care, the possibility that there might be an actual good lawful god here in Avernus, and he's willing to provide that information.
Cool. Roll me. You can roll a persuasion. Are you proficient in persuasion?
I don't think so. No, I'm not. Oh, persuasion.
Then you
Yes, yes,
can-
I am. Yes, I am.
Then you okay, cool. So you can roll me d20 plus your intelligence plus your proficiency. Then
Okay, so roll intelligence, advanced dice roller, so that's 6 plus 5, so that's 8.
as you skillfully dance around information that needs one last key to make it useful, in an attempt to get this creature to give you information. I think 23 is good, maybe. As you dance around little informations and you can like almost hear in your head,
Yes, 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 and then. Well, no, well, go back. No, not yes, and then.
as you give him information but don't quite give him all the information that's necessary.
You can hear the drooling in the mind.
Steve, you tease.
Exactly. Kinky man.
The rods are located in a fortress. A wrecked flying fortress not too far from here.
A red flying fortress, not Wrecked.
Wrecked.
wrecked, not red.
Yes.
a crashed flying fortress, not far from here. Okay. Yes, anything else?
That's all I have for you.
Okay. And I walk away.
Yay!
And this is like, as you turn around, Than is standing behind you.
Ah, Fan. Good news!
Yes.
I'm finally convinced him how to give up the location of the rods. We can leave now.
Oh. Guys, Steve did it. He should have done it in the first place. Come. Next drink at the what's his face? At the Wandering Emporium's on me, Steve. And he gives him a bit of a pat on the back.
Whoa, Steve.
Wow.
Oh, that. And I'm like just about to like pick him up and shake him, but I'm like pat him on the shoulder. Good job.
Why do you always underestimate me? I'm amazing.
There it is.
No one can underestimate you, Steve. You overestimate yourself all on your own.
Oh, no.
I assume the four of you are approaching your vehicle at this point.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
I'm lagging behind, obviously.
Yeah, wait.
Materializing at one of the entrances to your vehicle, one of the front entrances, is a familiar little face. Cha-cha, so you got what you needed. Is that right? You need any more help? It seemed like you were lots of back and forth there.
I think,
No, I think we're good. Thanks, good.
Aye, we have our quarry, we have our destination. Let's not tarry around here, let's get going. We've got a job to do.
Great, I'll see you when I see you. And he disappears.
With a cha-cha-cha.
Oh my gosh.
You just like so you just hear like a echoing ha cha 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 ha cha cha cha.
Oh wow.
so yeah,
Good job, Steve.
I'll explain to them that he's has advised that the rods are located at a crashed flying fortress, and I'm looking at Than and asking at the same time, do you know where that is? Because
I believe I do have some form of inkling, Mr. Wonderful DM.
You can roll me a history check if you want to.
Thank you.
Because
That's
I
what
actually
was
wanted to
asking for
ask-
without asking.
I wanted to ask that before we said
What is
goodbye
right
to
next-
our guide.
What is right next to an 8? A 20. It slid on the 20. In
Would have been 25.
Oh well. Than, you do know of 2 flying fortresses that have wrecked in the last while. One that you were not present for, that was many, many, many years ago, and a other flying fortress that has more recently wrecked. You are not 100% sure where you are right now, so you don't know quite where or how you'd get to it, but you understand traveling in Avernus requires not that you know where you want to go, but willing to go where you want to go. So,
Yep.
Like, just picture the actual destination in your mind. Doesn't matter how you get there, you will get there.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
Maybe.
there are 2, one before even my grandfather's time, and a newer one that I did witness.
that you were around for, like
Around 4, yes.
in your years of traveling across the desert wastes, you encountered a flying fortress that was wrecked. What I will also say with your knowledge of Avernus is these places, because of how things work, flying fortresses suck up souls from the river Styx and use it in their engines to provide propulsion. Quite often, creatures that are hungry for souls themselves will hang around in the wrecks of these places. And they also provide nice, like, if you're like a lowly cult or warlord or something, it's a great hideout because it's reinforced
Yeah,
like
it's accommodation
devil-
for misfits.
It's an
Yeah,
easy fortress. It's an easy
It's-
fortress.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
reinforced devil steel that is very nice and you know, good.
And a
good
recent one
base.
will be a big attractor because it's recently, like, there's still some resources left.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there's a
Um,
new one and there's old one. Everything Mike said, so
Steve
we
will
can pick
advise.
one, but I'm not sure which one he mentions. Steve, you
Well-
said a wrecked flying fortress.
Yes,
that all
Steve
he
thinks.
said?
Yes, that's all he said. Steve will go for two options that the party can go: either the new one or flip a coin.
I'm personally for the new one because you know this the rods were recent theft, right? And this fortress also recently fell. Maybe there's a tie-in. You know, there's a relation. Maybe.
I'd vote for
don't know.
newer one as well.
I'm with Hugo on this one. I think it's the new one too. I was also
Yeah.
thinking it had to be. If it was a recent theft, why would it be the old one? But
Yes.
All of you can roll me a perception check.
Perception.
And
But
then
who's
please tell me it's
driving?
coffee time.
Are we
Oh,
not we're not
We have
driving.
perceived that it is a coffee
Not
break.
yet, not yet.
Oh shit.
Not a coffee break.
Hey, I'm rolling decently for perception.
Steve did roll. He just
oh,
forgot to
look at
switch off.
that, Braylon, you beauty.
Oh, nice.
Me and Than saw nothing because I rolled a nat one just like that.
That's my second one for the night.
Okay, I'm just gonna
my
roll.
gosh.
Oh, perception.
I'll give this one to Braylon. Braylon, as the four of you are standing in your vehicle, kind of discussing this, Lulu is nearby. She's still despondent and not reacting to what is around her, but you hear her muttering some words from a dream. Let me just quickly go find said words.
Hey, do you guys see that roll?
That's really not great.
Let me just go here. Lulu.
Yeah.
She's named creature. Here we
136
go.
on 40.
Yeah,
400, I mean. That's like really
Yeah,
low.
that's pretty tough.
That's lower than below average.
That's very far below average.
Way
Stop
below
getting all
average.
your ones out. If I have to suffer through mine, you have to suffer through yours.
Roll me a d6, Mr. Braylon.
A D6. That is an incredible one.
1.
Yes.
You kind of like hear it's a lot of gobbledygook, so it's like
And on the fifth day you shall rise and smite the demon lords.
but you get a little interesting tidbit.
Yeah, I used to. I could change it to a big mammoth. I was a war mount.
I heard something about a war mount and a large mammoth.
She can change into a big mammoth and
A
you used to
war
be
mammoth.
a war mount.
You from her garbled mutterings pick up that she once upon a time served as Zariel's war mount in
good.
battle.
Grief. Okay, as a large mammoth war mount in battle.
Yeah, you're like guessing, like you got like trumpeting doo-doo-doo-doo, and head jerking and stuff like that. So you kind of like assuming she wasn't that size and Zariel was like the size of a pixie.
That could be a fun battle.
I
The
thought I
celestial
heard
mammoth,
something there.
Like, that's like 20 feet tall.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't know if you guys heard that, but Lulu's having one of her dreams again, and she said something very cryptic. But I don't know. It sounded like something like she was a war mount for Zariel in a battle, like a large mammoth. I don't understand because she's tiny, but maybe she was. I don't know,
have-
but
You have my attention.
we can try and ask her about it when she's awake. Should we wake her and ask her?
You go.
She probably won't remember because everything that she would.
Well, maybe it'll jog her memory. Maybe something about a war mount,
What?
and I don't know. We can try. We've got nothing to lose.
Brillian will wake her up and say, "Hey, Lulu."
Well, I'm just saying for.
Oh,
Still on the boat. It was lucky there.
You were dreaming and you were saying interesting things again. Something about you were Zariel's war mount and you were a large mammoth. Do you remember that?
I remember now. I can be bigger than this, like bigger than the car, and then I
Whoa.
can swoosh things.
Hang on. How do you become big? Do you remember how to become big?
I forgot that when Dread Zariel told me to go away the second time.
I'm trying to- What? I heard some of that. What exactly did you say?
I forgot that when Zariel made me go away the second time.
Made you go away the second time?
But why did you forget that?
I don't know. There was spices and bright lights, and it smelled really good.
Spices?
And then I don't remember.
So to understand it.
Mahadi.
Oh. That's right.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that fucking bastard.
That's right. We found Lulu with Mahari in the back room. I remember.
Maybe some of those things kind of jogged her memory, or he
Well-
helped take her memory.
I don't know, but I
But when I found Lulu, Lulu, you were still in the tent, and then you went to the other. No, wait. No, I found you in Mahadi's.
Yeah, it was in the
Tent.
back,
No.
like area at Mahadi's
No,
place, wasn't it?
we don't. That doesn't exist.
You don't
doesn't
remember
exist in our
how you
memories.
got Lulu back.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. We don't.
I
So
don't, I don't remember walking into Mahadi's tent and seeing her, but maybe
So
I
she-
did.
You
Blank.
found her outside somewhere.
And just to clarify, she remembers how to do this, so she can at any time from now on in battle transform into a
No,
woman.
the last
I don't know that.
she forgot that when Zariel sent her away the last time.
Yeah, she was very angry, and then there was big explosions, and it went kapooey.
But
Damn,
do you remember where you went when she sent you away?
The first time or the second time?
Both.
second. Oh yeah, I would say the second, but both.
I don't remember the first time. There was lots of. I don't remember. But then I was at Avernus, and there were spices, and it went all black. And then Zariel made me go in. There was big explosions, and kaboom, and crash, and smash. And then I don't remember. And then the otter guy from upstairs. I think we were friends then. Yes.
That guy from over
That
there
is-
in the crater.
Oh,
No, do you remember the guy that brought us here, the otter?
Oh, the otter. What otter?
oh, the
What the
guy in
fuck
the
is this thing
tower.
on about?
The guy in the tower. Remember the otter, the wizard otter that
Yeah.
You're like brings me back.
that go ways back. Yes, I remember that. Remember that we were brought here using the
Yeah,
flying
that was a week ago.
griffin
A week and a half ago.
on the otter. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
A week? It has only been a
I
week.
remember that. Stan doesn't remember that.
Yeah.
It
Fan
feels
does
like
not
a year.
Good grief. So,
So, shall we
Okay.
set off, or shall we just stand here while
Where are we going?
that guy watches and listens in
We're
on our
going to go look
conversations?
for a wrecked flying fortress.
Oh, I think I remember one of those. That's when she sent me away. She was so angry.
That
She
was the
sent you
old
two
one.
of. Oh, but maybe the explosion was the second one that fell.
If we take you to the old one, would you be able to remember things, maybe? If you see it. Guys, is that going?
Man.
I think we'll need, if we want to do that, we'll need to do that after we got the rods.
Well, it could be it could be the new one too. I mean,
and-
I say go to the new one. Maybe that's the one that she's referencing that exploded. I mean, we don't know how frequent this was.
The parts were taken from Bell recently, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
All of you roll me intelligence checks.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
It's
this
been
is
so
gonna go too
long.
long. It's 'cause-
It has been a month. Maybe
I
more.
can't
Actually more than a
remember.
month. It's been Feb.
Anything.
I'm rolling like shit tonight.
And I'm not intelligent.
Intelligence. Right.
Where's my intelligence?
I got a little bit of intelligence.
Guys,
but no.
what were you talking about for the last like minute, 2 minutes?
When you say
Because
intelligence,
my-
it's just a straight intelligence roll, yeah?
It was just
Straight intelligence.
talking about little.
Braylon
Lulu's
is as dim as they
history.
come.
Okay, we've got 2 sevens so far. We've got a 16.
Sounds about right.
The three of us are all like,
Lulu is not very smart either.
we're in good company.
The rods, you weren't given a time when they were stolen. They were stolen from Bell.
We
just
at
got
Rex,
away.
we're assuming that they were a recent.
And with Steve's thoughts and his insight is like a creature that lives for centuries recently might mean 200 years ago.
This is actually true. So the new one could also just be 200 years. So, all right.
Well, let's go to the new one. Maybe it's the one she's talking about.
If not, then we to go to the old one. Would you be up for that, Lulu? And thank you for helping us, by the way.
Okay, it's settled then.
Would
Look,
you be a
Rick,
little bit? Oh no, just leave it at that. I'll
Okay.
do her okay. Just leave it at that. Yay for a happy Lulu now.
Okay. Even if we go to the new one, and I'll be, as I say this, be climbing into the car so long. Even if we get there and it's not their place, a new flying fortress that recently fell, we might find some interesting tidbits, machinations, or information there. Who knows what we might find that might be useful in our escapades.
That was my
It could
logic on
also-
going to the newer one.
All right. Well,
It
Let's
can
do
also
it.
be extremely dangerous. But let's go.
It
What
can be
is
very
not?
dangerous.
Ma-
Any would-be warlords will most likely find there with their little crews, trying to use it as a shelter or a base. So
Aye.
it's not.
As far
it's
as
not
I
play
understand,
games. That we need to be on.
Operation.
on our guard.
my axe is itching for a bit of combat anyway, so
Okay,
as
let's get
far as
going.
I understand it, stepping 1 foot on the sands of this place, on this plain, is as dangerous as it can be. So not much will change. As I start the engine.
As you start the engine, the soul engine screams in agony as your engine revs up, vroom vroom, and we do the what is it? Not law and order. What's that other thing?
No,
where
it's
it
CSI. Yeah.
screams? CSI.
Who are
Um,
you?
I'll
as
start.
you into the desert, heading towards where Than remembers the new flying fortress crash site is. We
Yep.
will take a break.
Yeah.
Yay.
Pour them tea or coffee.
So what is it now? We'll be back at
let's-
half past.
9:30. 9:30. All right. See you guys
Awesome.
soon.
Right, just
Be back.
Hello, it's us. We're back, apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe. Again.
We're on the road again.
On the road again, can't wait to get on the road again. I don't actually know what that song is, but anyways, it's from Shrek, but like, where
On
does it
the road
originally come
again.
from?
Willie Nelson.
Let's do this thing as the engines are roaring and we are heading towards the newest wreck that happened.
Get wrecked.
So for that we're gonna need some investigation. Also we need the more this music for driving because
Wait, and then as the car's like roaring, I'm like, wait, did you say nearest fortress or newest fortress?
Well, I'm
Where's the
driving.
nearest
So.
one?
Well, if that's the case, Steve is going to look at Hugo and say, "Oh, you want to drive? That's fine with me. You take over."
No, I was just asking.
Because you can take over. I've got a book to read.
Oh,
I'll
That's-
happily drive
right.
if you would let me.
yeah, you know where the fortresses are.
Very well, but I'll be watching you.
That's
You
fine.
can read in the front seat with him. I'm gonna stick with Lulu.
I am proficient,
know
so
where
I can do this. As he deftly slips into the chair, does a double D clutch, and goes down again, keeps it everything smooth, and
Double D clutch.
indeed all those car things you do them. Cool, yeah, so we know how this goes. You are going to have to roll me 2d let me just quickly come make sure 2d10s first of all.
do I get any proficiency bonus on that?
No, you just don't want matching numbers.
Please, no nat 20s. Please, no nat 20s.
No matching numbers.
Cool, great. Now what you're gonna do is, as you are driving in an area that you're not 100% familiar with, to a location that you kind of have a vague idea where it is, you're going to have to do some thinking and some navigating and some pure willpower pushing through the shifting terrain. You are going to have to roll me a d8, and we're going to add 3 to that. Cool. That is how many hours your trip is going to take.
8. No, sorry, you said so. It's 8 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So
How much of that can I spend reading my book?
you could spend. Let me just think a little bit. You guys are due for a long rest at some point. But then again, there aren't really day-night cycles. You
We-
had. Oh no, you did take one,
On
didn't
the-
you?
on the
in
ferry.
Because
On the ferry,
I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
How-
you woke
How
up.
can you be exhausted?
Because of the smoke.
I
He took
hits.
2 puffs.
Drugs. He took drugs.
But then when we did the long
Yes,
rest, did you not regain some
No.
of that exhaustion?
The exhaustion
No,
comes.
this is the first long rest since you were drugged. So you woke up with a hangover.
The most intense hangover. I'm like walking at half speed.
Cool. Yeah, that's what happens when you take drugs. It's not so good when you not on
Don't
them.
do drugs, kids.
So, anyways, as that is happening, you guys have 8 hours to drive. You can drive it continuously if you so wish. You might need a shift in drivers at some point, though, because, butt cramps are a thing.
Oh yeah.
I know. I drove for about 8 hours, so.
Right.
So.
Okay, we take a shift with Hugo, and if Steve is up for it and not too buried in his book,
Oh, it's probably the one.
Oh,
I'll tell
and
you
we
that
must-
he's buried in his book.
Yeah, he's just disappeared. He's like, bye. I'm done.
The time we spent talking to the creature. How long did we spend? Like 20 minutes? 30
More than
minutes?
that, because you spend a lot of time yelling things over the megaphone and considering and
Yeah.
talking, and so that is essentially going to be a full play session that you did that for. We're going to say that altogether that expedition took you about 4 hours.
Okay, we'll adjust the time accordingly. We have, ladies and gentlemen, 14 days and 18 hours to go.
Just to quickly explain to Kyle, our guest here, this is the timer until the city collapses. The city we're trying to save. It's falling into the abyss. Or
We
we're
started
at a time-
with 21 or 22 or so, wasted a day and a half making armor, and then started our
It was
quest.
so worth it, though.
And we keep randomly going off on tangents and not doing the main quest.
That's the fun, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
But 14
Well,
days is...
You're also assuming that is how long it'll take because you were given a
Yeah, and we still don't even... We haven't... We don't know exactly where the sword is, which is what we need to save the city. That we're far away from that, we think. We're just looking for rods to give to Baal the god so that we can hopefully get information about the sword.
So, no, go ahead.
No,
I was like, is there like because I saw online there's like books that you could play through with different sessions and stuff like that.
yeah. We're busy with...
Or make your own.
You can do either. Mike has actually done both, but the one he's running now is actually one of the main campaigns, one of the official campaigns, called Descent into Avernus. It's an official campaign, yeah.
But you
if-
can very much freestyle and do your own world, and that's
up
where
to
most
you,
of the
DM.
fantasy series come from.
And that's
now.
how most beginner games start. Like I was playing 1 for 6, which is basically like a 6-sided die, and you just like roll it and see what's the best or the worst outcome. Like there's no rules or anything like that.
Yeah,
But anyways, we could chat about it afterwards.
yeah, let's carry on. Let's not get distracted.
Let's just say for the last maybe like 15 sessions, we've not been on any written material.
Yeah, we've gone off track.
So we might be getting back onto some at this point. But anyways, you are traveling for a while. So Than, you're gonna do a couple of hours, and I assume Hugo is doing a couple of hours, and then we're switching
Yeah.
back to Than.
Yep. Steve is
Okay.
ignoring us.
he's
Steve is doing his book. You can get 8 hours of book time in.
Wonderful, thank you.
The question though is what I'm going to do is as you're heading in this direction, Than, you are on a very wide, flat, open plain, and this is where you start getting your bearings. You start
Yeah.
realizing where you are. and you have just entered essentially in what in the US would be Tornado Gully. You've
Okay.
entered Firestorm Gully from the southern bit, which means you're gonna travel through the whole full part of it.
Okay, and the firestorms are known from going east to west, west to east, north to south.
In the gully, they move randomly.
Wherever they want to go. They go where they
As-
want to go.
As we kind of get off the roughy terrain and everything's smoothed out, and it's like, welcome to Firestorm Alley, guys. Be on the lookout. They come quick, they come fast. Let me know where they are so we can avoid them.
Oh,
Can we help look for them?
Storms or what? I wasn't paying attention. I cut out.
Firestorms, random
Firestorm.
firestorms come in, flash, burn the
So
living hell out of everything, and just moves on.
Okay, that's what I was
so can we
I will
help look for
keep
them?
an eye out.
Would
I
we
think
be able
we're
to?
having Robot Jen.
try.
Yeah,
Oh, is it
she's,
time?
she's gone into bad animated gift gen.
before we continue,
On the dot, 20, 21, 45.
There we go.
just to confirm, can I use one of those 8 hours, an hour out of the 8, to resummon Proto, please?
Yes, you can definitely fix him up. Some rusted hinges that you just need to clean out to get him going again.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, so what I'm gonna actually do is at some point you're switching over to Hugo as you drive through this alley for about 6 hours. The two of you are gonna roll me D4s essentially.
Proto and Bosch will be out lookout as well for the tornado.
Let's just wait for. There we go.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi's been acting up a lot recently.
No worries.
It's cool. You just gotta roll me a D4 as you and Than are driving through Firestorm Gully.
I rolled a 1.
A 1. Wow. Cool. Well, that's probably good for you. And Than, did you do a D4? D4.
I did a
Oh,
D4.
awesome.
That is a 2.
A 2. Okay, cool. Nice. So I'm just quickly gonna roll here.
It's never good when you roll.
Yeah. So on a 1 and 2, Than, you're getting struck by a firestorm. On a 3, Hugo is gonna get struck by a firestorm.
Oh, great.
So,
This is my
You-
test. I'm so good at avoiding storms, you guys. Remember that storm on the way to Bell's Tower? I nailed that shit.
I nailed that shit.
we got a 1.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do this?
So as you are driving through here, you've just recently switched over with Hugo, and you've been keeping your eye out, and there is a funnel that's appearing as a pillar of fire comes down from the sky and strikes the ground, and you make sure to keep away from that. You see another one that's already formed, is thick, is traveling across the gully, and you see it's heading away from you, so you just give it a nice wide berth. Same thing through Hugo's turn as he's driving. At some point, as you're driving, you're avoiding a firestorm that is forming on your left-hand side. When you start to feel the prickly sensation on the back of your neck, and you look up and you see a funnel that is coming down from the top.
Wait, when I'm driving or when Dan's driving?
When Than is driving.
Oh, thank God.
Danny, man.
So, Than, you're going to make me a driving check. It is just a D20 plus your proficiency.
Okay, proficiencies plus 4. Can I just roll that? No. D20, you say.
You're trying to beat an 11.
If my mouse do D20 plus. Okay,
Oh.
yes.
18, cool. As the funnel starts shaping and appearing, you realize that if you put your pedal to the metal, essentially just open the throttle all the way, you can avoid initial contact as it pillar of flame rains down behind you. All of you feel that heat when you're like making a bonfire on your backs as it strikes you from behind. but it is not over, as the storm seems to be moving in your direction as well. And you know that these can go really, really quickly, Than. As you need to do some more evasive driving for me, is there anything special you want to do, or do you just want to make a check?
He's really putting foot. He's going to kind of, within the limits, kind of give us a hard right and try get out of the path of the storm. If it follows, he's going to try zigzag every now and then so the thing doesn't come and wreck us.
Cool. You're gonna make me another driving check. You're gonna try and beat a 12 this time.
Just my number. That's my number.
Wow. Jeez, like it.
Nice.
That is close.
You
Lucky
barely beat the storm. It is like the edge of the flaming tornado is singeing your back tread, the metal wheel that you have, and it is just like getting red hot as you keep going.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like a sauna in the car.
It is the most uncomfortable level of heat that any of you have felt.
So last week Sunday, gotcha.
Probably. Does anybody want to do something, or are we just cheering on Than and hope that he can dodge this storm?
Yeah.
We don't have a map. We are relying on our only
We're like-
navigator.
Dan can do it. You can do it.
Ma-
What about Brisket? We can interrogate Brisket if he knows about the fortress. He's also a resident, if he'll show his face.
I'll mutter amongst myself, just stating that guy better not hurt my car or damage it. Otherwise, there's hell to pay.
There's a lot of things that we need to. There's a lot of
There'll be
bells that we
Avernus
can
to
do.
pay.
Yeah.
As you're driving along, Than, you see that you have two options. You can either now veer off to the side, to the right, because direction is not exactly a thing that applies in Avernus. You can veer to the right and away from your final destination where you know you should be heading, adding some time to your travel time, but you'll be heading into essentially a magically like suppressed zone where you know spells act weird and funny, but it also prevents firestorms from forming there. Or you can chance it and hope that you stay on course but avoid this storm, this whirling flame that is burning your wheel up.
There's always a third option. Just remember this. Yep, gonna have to go to the magic zone.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
not going to say anything. He's just gonna kind of do that sharp right, and then head towards it and make sure that the thing's not on our trail.
Right. As you do that, the tornado suddenly flicks forward, and you're pretty sure you would have been singed if you have not taken that turn off to the side. Maybe you could have tried and dodged it, but you're not 100% sure. As you veer off to the side into the magically kind of semi-dead zone, what you're gonna do for me now is you're gonna roll a d4 and add 1, and that is how many hours are gonna be added to your travel time.
Please roll low. Please roll low. Please roll low. Please roll low. Rolled low. Phew. Me and ones tonight.
Yeah.
Good job! Good job!
Take that.
As you're having to navigate the weird, odd, like half crescent bits of stone that stick up from the ground, no more firestorms, no more issues. You pass a group of chittering little bone devils that are perched on one of them, and you just hear like as you drive past them, and disturbing them, sending them flying everywhere. But you are safe from the firestorm. You travel for the rest of your duration, your travel duration, when off in the distance, you see a large towering wreck that rises from the surrounding hellscape. It is in largely open field, not quite as flat as the Firestorm Gully. There are the odd ravine and hill and stuff here, but around this fortress there seems to be mostly open ground. It is stuck in the ground. You are guessing that a very large section of it is actually buried underground as it leans to a slight angle. As you start approaching it, maybe like 200, 300 feet away from it, so like a couple of 100 meters away, you start to see that there are holes that are punctuating the hull of this large vehicle, essentially. And as you come closer and closer, you can hear as the wind screams through the various crevices, with six large creatures circling above the wreck.
Can we make a perception check to see if we can identify what it looks like?
Yeah, what are the things flying above us?
Sure. You can all make perception checks if you wish.
Please and thank you.
Ready.
Thank you.
Hugo makes fake binoculars over his eyes and he rolls a natural one.
I roll.
I don't see
My gloves are too
anything.
big, and I have a mask, and I'm like, I don't see anything.
I think, Hugo, you're on second level of exhaustion, right?
Yes.
You should be making your checks at disadvantage, right?
Oh right,
Oh,
ability
wow.
checks are at
Can it
disadvantage
get
because
any
I
worse?
But you
roll lower
can't
than
get
a one.
lower
Can't
than
get
that
wor-
one. I'm just bringing it up quickly. Just
a good
remember,
Fair point.
Yeah, I did
fair
previous
point.
perception checks
Yeah.
that should
fair
have
point.
definitely been at disadvantage.
but yeah, as you're looking up, your eyes are like your pupils are struggling to contract. You just like blindness.
It's too bright outside. Oh, I can't look.
Go,
However,
Steve.
Yeah, well, good
Braylon,
roll.
Than, Steve, you see these creatures very clearly defined. Than, you obviously know what these are. All of you have encountered these before. They are, in fact, if I can actually get to the creature, you see these. If Roll20 will play along. There we go. They are Vrox.
We've seen one of these.
Yeah, we have fought them before.
From Curse of Strahd, the rocks.
Oh, I have not encountered these creatures before.
Not in this campaign.
No,
But
not
in-
in Curse of Strahd either. This is my first time seeing this.
Huh?
You were
You were
there,
there.
going by the
Having-
bridge.
Yes, the bridge. The two
But the
gargoyle-like things that came to life.
Oh, the gargoyles.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, as you were going towards the mountain.
The green flame door that was blocked.
Well, that's
Oh
it.
yeah, that was when I just started.
Yeah.
those
I
are the
barely remember that. I
But
don't
they
think
like-
I ever saw the image for it. I just imagined gargoyles.
So they're like
Do the-
vultures
Mm.
kind of things. Mm.
Do they look aggressive, or are they just circling?
Make me an
bloody put up.
insight.
You're on your own on this one.
Or survival, you can choose.
I
which one.
want to fight
I
something.
should have rolled survival. It's fine. It's high.
Just add the modifier.
Jeez.
That's
Can you
another
also
four.
post these images to the Discord so Kyle can see what we're talking about?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Can do. I'll do it. Don't worry. You carry on.
Okay. Cool. So how much must be added? It doesn't matter. It's 22. As you're looking at these creatures, it seems like they're just kind of like idly circling the tower. They're very high up. This gigantic tower is like probably about 80 feet or so into the air, with a bunch of it still underground as well. So these creatures are quite far up, quite far away. You're pretty sure they won't bother you if you don't get too close to them.
Okay. So don't go too high in the structure. Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna stop then about 150 to 100 feet away from the structure. Kind
Cool.
of pull up and shut engine off, or key out. It's like, okay, we're here, guys.
Oh,
Steve, here's your keys.
I don't remember this place.
You
Huh?
remember this place?
No, I don't remember it.
To be fair, you don't remember a lot of things.
You did? Did you see it?
You guys-
You, I'm just saying the truth.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not mean.
So
I'm
she's
sorry,
saying she
I
doesn't
didn't
remember
mean
this
it.
place.
Doesn't
I hear
remember this.
Okay, so
place.
it's the old one that she remembers then. All right, good to know. So this is not the one that you potentially were sent from at Zariel. All right.
Should we still have a look?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. We're here now. Let's see if we can find the rods.
Can
Yeah,
we
we don't want to
rest
cause
for a
any
bit,
trouble
please?
either.
We've been driving for more than 8 hours.
That's
Oh,
a good point.
and
but
you
I don't know
go-
if we'll be able to rest here if there's
well.
activity amongst the structure.
Our time is limited, but very well.
A short rest? Are you talking about an hour, or you want to take a long sleep?
No,
just-
an hour, right?
Just an hour. All right.
Just an hour, not a full rest.
Hugo, how you doing there? You struggling a bit there?
Oh yeah. I am suffering. I regret. I have many regrets from the
Oh, you can't hold yourself. Liquor is okay,
Yep,
but when it comes to the
I,
drugs.
I cannot compare to you at all, Braylon. You.
But us
I am the
dwarves,
only
we have.
one here who has taken effect from what Hardy gave us.
Us dwarves have good constitution. We can hold it.
Just
Shame,
bear-
man.
Just bear in mind, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we have been going for 12.
10
We've been going
hours.
for more.
Where's the more?
Uh,
Because was the
the
8
more-
hours of traveling plus the
We
2
haven't
extra.
really plus 2 extra,
No.
plus the time on the barge, plus the time before.
Yeah, but
plus
we
the
rested
hell.
on the
We
barge.
didn't rest any time between that, other
On the
than
barge?
driving.
I
Yeah,
think we did a short rest on the
no,
barge.
we did a long rest on the barge.
Did we do a
Long?
long rest on the
We
barge?
did a long rest on the barge.
That is
Then-
true. We did. We did.
Then we need more hours, God. So 14 days and 10 hours.
Yeah. And then the 4 hours the DM said that we spent.
I've already deducted.
You've
that.
added that. Okay, so we've been awake since we stopped basically the 4 plus the 8, so 12 hours. We've
12
basically
hours. No, then I'm good. Then Than's just got a bit of a driver's butt seat. And
All right.
He's cramping and
Well-
needs to stretch the legs and.
Let's take an hour and then let's get
No,
investigating.
No, he
Don't
missed.
don't need the hour. Let me just get the kinks out of these old bones.
Oh, you
I'll be
don't?
fine.
Okay, you're good.
Exploring will
Alright,
stretch him out
let's-
just well enough.
All right. Well,
Maybe Steve. I know I don't want to impose, but maybe your flying friend, forget his name, could just peek through the
Proto.
structure. Proto.
I have Proto and Bosch. Both can go looking through it. Both can fly.
Oh.
Where's that other creature of yours? What do you call him? Shitface or what was it?
Dipshit.
Dipshit. Is he
I
still
don't
around?
know where
You-
Dipshit is. And honestly, I don't care anymore.
Did
He's
you
escaped. He's infected us.
this like feet is like this?
Like an axolotl, if I remember correctly.
Oh wow.
No, he was like a little shrub, like a little tree, like a little like running like gremlin. Like a
All right. Well, so give us a lay of the land there, DM. Are we looking at a wreck that's fallen to the ground and is just kind of lying in the dust?
Or is it like a half like a tower that's like a fortress that's like.
If you were to inspect it and look at it a little bit and think about it, you would essentially see before you on this area of desolate, cracked land as the wind kind of blows across it and you hear the screaming in your ear. It would almost look like someone has taken a giant sword that is 150 feet long and jabbed it into the ground, with the top of it sticking up at an angle, and these rocks are circling above it.
We saw that sword. I remember that on the map. That massive thing sticking out of the ground. Okay. All All right.
These things look like giant pointy monoliths.
So you say it looks like a sword. I mean, so there's no interior areas to investigate? Are we just walking around this massive sword?
There are giant holes that are in the
Oh.
hull of this thing.
Ah, so it's wide. I mean, it looks like a sword, but it's actually there's a birth to it. There's a okay.
Yeah, it is like a very, very large building.
Okay. Cool. Like basically like a skyscraper that's kind of poking out of the ground.
Huh.
All right. Well, should we get closer to have a look, or keep an eye on those flying things above us?
I don't think the flying creatures would be much of a problem. They would have attacked us by now. Let's.
Don't disturb them, and they won't bug you.
So
But,
yeah.
they're like on the material plane. They're like vultures. Maybe there's some sort of predator that lives around here that they pick off. You know, the
Well,
leftovers. So
that
I
is-
wouldn't.
That's
I don't mess around with
concerning.
nature.
That's
Yeah.
concerning, but it's a good point. We gotta keep our eyes about us if there's something bigger inside there.
I think
There
we
most
should go
definitely
in.
will be something in there. But let's go in.
Steve, are you
Yes.
gonna send Bosch and Proto inside to have a look, or are we just gonna go together?
I think we should go together.
you don't wanna lose him again. Oh,
No.
right. That's fair. All right, let's go. Braylon's happy to go in front.
Who's
I'll be in
looking
the back.
after the car, and is Lulu coming with?
No,
what about
I'll
you?
look after the car maybe because I'm not at my best.
And your dudes? What about your
They're
crew?
all gone. All the guys.
We've lost everyone. We've
Yes.
got nobody
Yeah.
left. Okay,
We've
sorry,
got nobody left.
I forgot. Okay.
Okay, maybe I
They
should come.
all we lost them all at the Emporium.
No, we had a crew. We had like a Goddess 60
yeah.
Seconds crew that we lost. Steve, what about your alarm
You could say a
system?
hired crew.
Can't we just put something around it so that it kind of triggers if something happens at the car? I mean,
let
at the.
check what the range is with.
Otherwise, it's a waste to leave someone there. I think all hands on deck for this one.
Can we take the keys out of the vehicle
think
so
there
that nobody
is a-
can drive away?
I don't
There's
think
no
there is
key.
keys.
There's no
There
keys
is?
in these things. Is
Uh,
there?
Yeah, there's no keys.
That's how
I
I
don't-
managed to steal this thing, because
Yeah.
there was no keys.
You just gotta
Okay.
put it on, like with a big old lever.
Well, let me
I'm
ask this
tempted to go,
question.
like disconnect the battery or something.
DM.
And then
Is
how
the-
do we repair it?
Is the hole sorry, DM, is the hole big enough for us to move them inside the building?
There are holes big enough that you would easily climb through. Maybe two at a side would climb through. There are also holes in the side that, like, maybe you could crawl through. So the hull of this large flying ship is littered with holes, essentially.
Not big enough to take vehicles through though. Into.
Not a vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, so DM, this thing is not like a mile in diameter or something like that, right?
No. It is. Let me just quickly get here. So, about you're guessing like at least about 80 feet of it is sticking out of the ground, if as much of it is under the ground. So, 160, 170 tall. Let me just quickly measure here. And you're guessing about at its widest point, which is the top of this structure, it would be about let me just see here, about as wide as a circle, so about like 150 round, and it narrows to the bottom.
Okay, then that's fine.
Okay.
I'll reply in stating yes, alarm would be sufficient. At least we'll know that we won't be able to drive away.
I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
All right.
But I will be able to set up an alarm. It has the effective range of, as long as I'm within 1 mile of it, I will be able to at least know if something has happened to it.
I think we should be good then.
Yeah.
All right, party.
Do we leave the soul coins in the vehicle as well?
No.
We have 20 of them, remember?
We have
Put
20?
them in your bag of holding, Steve.
No,
Hide them
no,
in
no,
there.
no.
Not? What? Where?
Because I feel them. I feel them. I feel all 20.
Yeah.
What? You
I'm
feel
not
them?
picking. I'm not taking
also
all
not.
20 again.
You can only handle 18.
No, but I mean, in your bag, you don't have to feel them.
You still do. Still do.
Do you?
Yes.
Mike doesn't let you off easy.
How many can we carry?
Yes,
I can
that
read
good
very
question, Mike. How many can we each carry before we start having bad effects?
Are
I
you
think
gonna
Hugo's
test it
out.
Well,
Yeah, well, I've picked up all 20, so I'm not going to do that again, but
I
yes.
think Braylon picked up 6, and he was relatively okay. I think
Braylon.
that was.
Braylon
Yeah.
couldn't carry 1.
Uh-uh.
Yes. Braylon
About
and
constitution
yeah, Braylon and Hugo could barely carry 2 together.
I think
You
it's,
two are the ones that can't carry that many, because remember the
No, I
DM
think
advised
we're-
that the more you can't carry a lot of these soul coins, because if your character cares a lot about other people, so the more compassionate you are, the less coins you can carry. You
I thought
two
it had
are
to
the
do
most
with your,
no.
your con.
I'm going to pick up
modifier,
3
wasn't
and then look everyone in the eye. Turn it into like a drinking game. Pick them up. Okay, what happens?
DM, can you remind us what the effect is? It a con-based effect save, or what was it?
Well, you'll figure out as you pick it up.
Yeah.
But I just quickly put a picture. I think I shared it to you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the introduction of Avernus.
That is what a flying fortress would look like in action. I think you've actually seen one come over the river Styx as it
When we
funnels
first
up
got
souls.
there.
Yeah, so that is more or less what this structure looks like when it's moving.
Huh.
Looks like a giant triangle going through space. Giant
Yeah.
prism.
As Than picks up 3, you feel mostly fine. You feel like a little bit of unsettling feeling in your stomach, but you're mostly fine.
3 seems to be fine.
Steve should be able to just double check your.
So that's.
I'm not
3.
risking carrying more than 1 because I can't in my state. I am already way too exhausted.
Steve will take a 3.
Steve, you feel fine with 3.
I'll make as. Oh, it's so very tired. Ooh.
So that's 6 out of 20. All right, Braylon, not to be done up by Than and Steve says, all right, well, if you can do 3, then at least I should be able to do 3.
You pick up 1, you pick up 2, you pick up 3, and you're like fine, and then all of a sudden you feel very sick to your stomach, almost like you're gonna throw up.
That's so weird. Oh, no! And he drops one of them. He's like, that's it. I was okay with 2, but when it got to the 3rd one, that was it. That's me done. So I can take 2, but no more than that.
Can I take a second one?
Hugo, you pick up a second one. You're also mostly fine. Like, it feels uncomfortable, but you're mostly fine.
So we got what, 2? That's 4. That's 10. We're halfway there.
I'm going to pick up 2 more.
Yo!
Steve will go for the same. 2 more. Steve will go
This
for
is
2
like
more.
a drinking game.
At the
Who cares the least?
4th one, you feel very uncomfortable. The
But not
5th
sick.
one makes you want to puke.
Oh.
And for Steve's also taking 2.
Steve, you take another 2 and you feel nothing.
Hey, Steve, take it all.
As you know nothing, I'm acting here. It's very difficult. It's very difficult for me.
Roll an inside check on that one.
Yeah, same here.
Roll deception for Steve.
Yeah.
That's my deception.
I can see through your bullshit.
Yeah.
Come on, give me a nice. I'm not a very good. Wait. I'm not actually lying. I'm performing. So can I go for a performance rather?
Roll me a secret roll.
Okay. Secret what?
You can do performance.
Thank you. Let me just see. Oh, it makes 0 difference. Wonderful.
You're trying to deceive us.
Yeah.
You're trying to perform.
You all see like Steve like grabs 2 more coins and he's like he has them in his hands. He makes eye contact with you and he's like, "Oh!"
The horror, the pain, my wilting.
I'm wilting.
We're having a hard time there.
Steve.
Can I fight back the nausea?
Yeah, you could.
I'll take, seeing as like my ruse is clearly not working. It's like, oh.
Keep taking them until you feel bad. Steve, take some more. It looks like you're good for it.
Double or nothing, Steve.
Come on, Steve. Steve.
Steve picks up all the remaining coins and is fine.
What the hell?
I'm gonna give Steve 1 coin.
Steve, looks like you were made for Avernus.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Okay, I'll keep 4 on me. No,
Okay,
we're
so-
not leaving all the coins in one location again.
Okay, so how many
almost screwed us
coins?
over.
Okay, how many
You've
coins
got
do
10. I
Okay.
think Steve's got
You've got
10.
12.
Oh,
I've
got
Steve's got
12.
12.
I've
3,
got 4.
2 for me,
Uh,
2 for Hugo, I think.
I? Okay, minus what you guys have. Everything else I have. So
2, 2, 3,
2,
7,
2,
13. Oh no, you've got.
4.
You took 5, did you, Stan?
I gave him 1 back.
So he's got 4. So
Okay,
that's
so then you've got 13.
13.
If we've got 20, you've got 13.
13. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
We're out of the vehicle.
let's get going. Let's see what's
Let's-
inside this thing.
The coins are all in the bag of holding,
In your bag of holding.
which is tightly hidden away underneath my clothing. Because the last time I put it in the outside, it was stolen. It's not happening again.
I don't want to know where you put your bag of holding. Thank you.
Right next to the family bag of holding.
Right next to your family jewels. That's right. That makes sense.
Well, anyways,
Set our alarms and all that
Yes.
wonderful stuff.
so is Steve gonna ritualize alarm around the vehicle? Or...
Yes.
Okay, cool. It encompasses the whole vehicle, I assume.
Yes.
As you're doing that, you can see Lulu is holding like a piece of old leather scraps that vaguely looks like, like biltong, like jerky, but it's very obviously like a strap from a leather boot. She's like holding it out underneath the seat, and you just hear.
From Lulu.
From underneath the seat.
From underneath the seats. Okay. Lift feet.
Oh, I think we found dipshit. Steve. You're looking for him. He's right here. I don't think Steve cares very much.
It was a failed experiment.
Is it your friend, Lulu?
Definitely something.
I'm
Piece
assuming.
I'm going to take some rations out and throw it like a meter and
Aw.
a half in front of me. So it has to come towards me. But I want to kind of get its attention and actually thump the rations down.
At
Wait,
the
right
thump, there's a skittering underneath the bench. And she like throws the piece of bootstrap away and like hovers towards Hugo. That's it.
Aw.
Then let us be off to this.
I'm assuming Lulu's coming with us, right?
Are you sure? Because last time we forgot her.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
asking.
shut up.
Lulu
No,
needs
I'm
to come
sorry.
along.
You know I'm sorry about that. No, Lulu, come with me. I'm gonna be in the back. You stay with me, and we will look after the rest of them, right?
Question: did the Lulu discard the piece of leather?
Yes.
Yeah, she just like chucked the bootstrap away.
Than is going to go and fetch said bootstrap.
As you fetch the bootstrap, you see two little red eyes peering at the rations you've left on the floor from underneath the bench.
That's so cute.
Going to kind of look at the eyes, give it a wink, and make sure it sees me. Put it into one of the folds in the armor so that it can actually see it there. Look at the rations, and then I'm going to walk with the rest of the party.
Okay. As soon as you make eye contact with the two little red eyes, they disappear.
Aww. He's a cutie pie. Mr. DS.
Annoying cutie pie.
Mr. Dipshit.
So, if I got this right, Braylon, Steve, Than are gonna head towards the Flying Fortress, and Hugo and Lulu are staying behind.
Well, Lulu, do you want to go with? I can stay with you here if you prefer.
I prefer. Steve would say that he would prefer that everyone comes together. We don't want to lose Lulu again.
You don't have to fight Hugo if you're not feeling it. Just protect Lulu. That's all we need.
Oh no, I can fight. I'm just not very fast. A bit sluggish, if you will. But I can definitely pack a punch.
I agree with Steve. I don't think we should leave them behind. The alarm of the vehicle. No reason to leave anyone here. They can just hang back a little bit. Since Hugo's a bit slower, and he can check out if there's anything coming from behind.
Exactly. Is that fine with you, Lulu?
I don't want to be allowed.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's go.
Talk to.
Yay.
All
You're
right.
good company, Lulu.
Let's go. My axe is
She
hungry.
doesn't wait. She just like starts snuffling you with her trunk.
Oh, thank you.
It's kind of slimy.
Oh! In your neck.
Yeah, thank you, Lulu. Ah.
Oh my god.
It's hit that point of the evening now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, as you're busy leaving for the Flying Fortress, you look over your shoulder, Than, and you see the white little leafy creature with little singes of red eating the rations that you have left behind. As you head towards this large structure.
And while I'm busy walking, the other half of the rations that I had, I'm going to just crumble and drop a little bit of it every now and then. Just leave it a trail to follow.
Okay, cool. You do that, and as the party heads towards this large iron, what you know is, I keep forgetting what it's called, but it's essentially hell steel with the faint red pulsing that goes through the metal in veins, with the wind howling behind you and the sand stinging your ankles for those of you who have uncovered ankles. With the creatures circling above you, some weird sounds coming from the truck behind you. That is where we'll end this session.
Nice. Good place to stop.
So good.
Nice.
Feels good to be back.
Yeah, that was good. Very nice. Very nice. Well,
All right, thank you
at least we don't have
guys.
to wait a week
Good
before we
with
do this
Michael.
again. We do
Yes.
this on Thursday. Sorry, Jen.
Yeah.
All right, thank you everybody. It was a lot of fun playing again, and I guess I'll see you guys Thursday. Cheers, everybody. Bye.
I'm trying to think of the last time we did combat in this campaign. It's been a long time.
Long time, like before the. Oh, wait, no, we did combat at the when we left the.
The
what's-
market.
The
Yeah,
market.
we fought the crew.
That was the last time before we left the market. That's right. Yeah.
I think
Right.
that's 3 sessions ago.
At least.
Which was what, 2 months ago?
Anyways, well,
Cheers.
thanks for joining us, Carl. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was